Hi, Stav, eldest and esteemed guest. I wanted to ask a quick question. I am a 21-year-old girl. I'm going to college, and I have a friend who is autistic. We became friends when we first moved to college. He's super chill. I think he's a vibe. Like, he's funny. We like to go out to eat together. I've had a boyfriend the entire time I've been in college, so sometimes I would hang out with my boyfriend and my friend. I'll call him John.
Okay.
And so I have this friendship with John, right? And the thing is that he's just obsessed with me, kind of. I don't know, for my boyfriend would come around, and he kind of stopped coming around, and me and my boyfriend actually broke up. And the day after, John called me and was like, "Can we date?"
Day after.
And it was in a super
Respect.
innocent way, in a sense. I don't know. And after that, I kind of just got uncomfortable and wanted to stop talking to him as much, because then I got back with my boyfriend.
I love that. Hold on.
But now
I love that that's what it took. What did you think was going on before? No disrespect. All right, whatever. She's 21 now. So this was 2 years ago. Fine. She just was being, but that's hilarious. That's that him being like, "Can we please date?" She was like, "Wait a second. He's wanted to fuck me the whole time."
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not, let's finish up.
But now he won't stop calling me. He calls me all the time. I'm so serious. He'll call me 2-3 times a day. And I ask him to stop. And sometimes he does, but then he just starts calling me again.
Oh, no.
And he texts me a lot. And he also stalks on my profiles. He follows my family friends on
Family
Facebook.
friends?
He will look
looking at your
my
fucking uncle's
profile
barbecue pics
while I'm in front of him while we're hanging out. I don't know. And I've tried to set boundaries, but it doesn't seem like he's catching on. But I don't want to stop being his friend either, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably one of his only friends that he's cool in college. So I don't know how to establish. I've already established those boundaries, but I don't know what to do next, because I don't want to stop hanging out with him, to be honest, because he's still my friend, and
this is such a sweet person.
Anyway.
That's such a nice girl.
Bye. Thanks.
And
this guy's stalking you and fucking following your friend, your family.
We have to become friends with him to help her.
Yeah. Does he want to do the pod? Does he want to do McDade's Maniacs? This does sound like a maniac.
Would he be offended by the use of the word maniac?
Yeah.
So it feels insensitive. But it's kind of a win for ableism, against ableism, that this guy who is autistic just behaves like any other guy.
Yeah.
Been friends
I forgot he was autistic halfway through the story.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. It's I remember feeling this way about a girl I was friends with in college. I remember a girl that I would talk to all the time, and we did we went on a couple weird dates, and I just blew it. It was one of those big losses you need that shapes you. You're I will never be that much of a fucking coward ever again.
You need that shit.
When you're 21, the line between autistic and being a desperate pussy crazed loser is
it's so
close to each other.
It's almost immaterial that he's autistic.
You can't tell which one is the disability at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
The autism will help you in your life more than that other tendency.
Oh,
will.
dude. But I feel for her. This is brutal, because it's
yeah, this is a tough one.
I think give him the autism benefit of a doubt and say, sit him down one more time. Be like, look, I want to be your friend, but nothing's going to happen here. I'm not vibing in that way.
And nothing will ever happen.
Yeah, exactly. And if I think he can get one more chance, but if the weirdness continues, you got to distance yourself.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You have to, the autism benefit of the doubt is a good point, because you can be speak even clearer than you would with anyone else and be like, I like you as a friend. It is acceptable to call me 3 times a month. You know what I mean? Set that level of fucking boundary and just be but to be fair, she said she's tried to establish boundaries. So I would say that's good advice, but I wouldn't hold my breath. So she says she wants to maintain a friendship with him. If you have really clearly and openly said, this is too much, and he keeps a boundary's a boundary if if it stops something, or if someone respects it. Otherwise, he's just kind of not listening to you. And even though he might have reasons for that, and we also empathize with being this kind of a friend zoned loser, it still is not acceptable to be constantly blowing you up, and just kind of trampling your boundaries. So I don't know, dog.
That's why I think if there's gonna be the friendship is gonna continue at all, there's got to be a period of separation where you're like, all right, I need some space from you for a little while, and then we can see, because this is 99% emotional immaturity and 1% autism. We become babies when we're put in this situation.
Oh, dude, college, the girl that you hung out with every fucking day.
Yeah, this is I'm on the other side of this conversation. I'm like, fuck that bitch.
you have a highlight reel in your head going through different guys in the past. Oh no.
Yes, how did you deal with these situations?
If it was a situation where I was creeped out and how I would have handled it in college is be mean to them, which maybe isn't a correct course of action. I don't think in this case. Because he is autistic.
Yeah.
I have had a lot of autistic male friends. I did improv and stuff.
Sure.
So I think I like what you said about how just because you're autistic doesn't mean you can't you can't be a good friend or a good person or something. And just talking about the boundaries. And if it still doesn't work, she might have to cut him out because he is.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, can you hire a guy to catfish him?
Yes.
Can you hire
a woman to love him?
He'll see through it like that.
Yeah.
The autistic guy, he'll pick up on the.
Yeah.
He's got data on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He'll track it.
He has binoculars around his neck. You a spy?
But leather helmet and some sunglasses.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough. This is also this also is a small lesson here of what we were talking about understanding just the reality of things. It's I get being having a feeling you have a friend, but it's when you see someone who's clearly, sometimes it's up to them to make it clear how they feel, but also just for ease of yourself for this girl and just going forward, it's sometimes you got to be you got to nip some of this stuff in the bud a little sooner. If you're in a relationship, it's I don't see anyone ever they hung the amount she's talking about hanging out constantly. It's sometimes you have to be a little proactive and what is this motherfucker actually up to? And it's am I hanging out too much for a close friend? It's I don't really hang out with my friends that. I mean,
or just
we work
knowing
together.
that he's autistic and being I might be giving him the wrong message. Or
Yeah.
Not to blame you.
No. There's no. She absolutely did nothing wrong. I'm just saying it's one of those things where it's it's helpful to be proactive for yourself and being he should really, I mean, also this guy didn't really do anything wrong because as soon as they broke up, he was hey, can we date?
Yeah.
He was just, it wasn't he was being, I guess he wasn't being weird because she liked him and she liked hanging out with him. But this is just having to be a little proactive in terms of how close you get with someone you don't, because that can happen by accident. You can forge an intimacy with someone that you're oh, I just want to be friends. And a lot of times, you're in this weird quasi zone where you're not in a romantic relationship, but it also feels more intimate than a regular friendship. Mm-hmm. And that happens by accident a lot especially when you're younger. And this feels like kind of the zone they're in. She cares for him a little more than a friend, and she's scared. She has empathy for him, but it's you've allowed yourself to get into kind of a weird relationship with this person, and you need to be a little more proactive for yourself, I would say. But unfortunately, if this does, like you said, if it's getting a little too creepy, and he just doesn't listen to your boundaries, you're gonna need some space from each other.
I think part of it's difficult because with autism, I think people really they get comforted by a routine. And if you're hanging out all the time and talking on the phone all the time, dude, that's probably something you got really used to. So.
And obsessing over shit.
But the best way to change that is you're not going to do it incrementally. Be hey, call me a couple times a week. It's probably more realistic that if you just separated for a longer period of time, that they could kind of reset in a different way.
Yeah, and if this guy won't just, because basically what needs to happen is, hey, you almost have to break up with someone you're not dating, and if he's okay with it, because something we had that caller who said that the caller was talking about his lesbian friend that made a move on him or whatever, and then they had a conversation. She was oh, my bad, I didn't even consider. And he was oh, great, we can just be friends. I just didn't know if you wanted her. That's how you should react. This guy's not capable of that.
Yeah.
you might have to just cut it off for him because he's not going to be like, he's too young and like, you know, crazed and like obsessed with you to be able to do this. So I don't know. Unfortunately, things are trending towards you might have to just not be friends at all.
Oh,
for a little
such
sec.
a sweet
She's a very
lady.
sweet person, yeah. But you know, we literally all had this happen, and there was no way I could have just been friends with a girl I was in love with all of
Absolutely
freshman
not.
year.
I feel like this is a sad, unfortunate, like coming of age lesson for all women because it doesn't get like any better as you get older. And, like, the men become older and more
That's where
pathetic.
the wall
They
comes
just get
up.
more
Yeah,
pathetic.
exactly.
Yeah.
That wall gets built
That wall
stone
gets
by
built.
stone.
It's
in
like
this
you're
period.
21, you're in college, like, you know, it gets weirder
Oh,
and more
dude.
intense. Like the older
On
you get,
Propecia
so-
and crying about a fucking girl, tough stuff.